You're listening to the Betoota Advocate's weekly news wrap on Desert Rock FM 96.5. Welcome back to the Betoota Advocate weekly news bulletin, wherever you're listening to us, be it via wireless, in your ute, in your boat, in your kitchen, at work, out here in the Channel Country, within the bandwidth, of course, or you're listening online through BetootaAdvocate.com, or you're listening through the Spotify streaming app. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. My name's Clancy Overell. Joining me today is Editor-at-Large for the Betoota Advocate, Errol Parker. How are you, Errol?
I'm not bad, Clancy, mate. How are you going?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm going all right. I'm eating healthy. I've recently gotten into colonics. Ever heard of that?
Yeah, well, a lot of people were in the comments last week when we posted that picture of us and Rick Morton. They were saying that some people thought because of your rapid weight loss that you might have anything from hepatitis C to leukemia to No,
I've just been doing the colonics programs, flushing out my bowels with salt water, I believe. What about you, Wendell? The newsreader, the Diamantina newsreader. What's going on with you?
Not much, mate. It's been a big week in news up here in the Channel Country. That colonic stuff certainly sounds quite interesting. I'm not sure if I'll give it a go, but keep us posted on how it works out long term. You know what I mean?
Well, look, I'm big on sustainability, so of course I'll recycle my grey water.
That's very noble of you, Clancy. Very noble of you. Now, let's get into the news wrap, shall we? We will get the sad story of the week out of the way, and Australia is mourning a man who hated us.
Yes, the world's most high-profile handbag holder fell just short of a ton. Prince Philip passed away last Friday, our time, just missing out on a letter from the Queen by a bee's dick.
And as a result of his passing, Australians young and old, obviously mostly old, have this week come together to remember the life and times of a man who wanted nothing to do with us. Even though he made more trips to our country than his wife ever did, the Duke of Edinburgh hated every minute that his unblemished feet spent on our soil. However, regardless of that, our little backwater colony have mourned the great man nonetheless.
Now, Jane Simmons left a comment on that story, not liking our obituary particularly much. She said, "Now is not the time for this. He gave most of his life in serving alongside the Queen. Never liked him, but you cannot deny his service."
Oh, fuck off, Jane. Go and read The Guardian.
Or The Australian, maybe. Now, we will move along to some other national news, and an interesting story from this week. Report, what kind of fucking operation are you running here, Mr. Defence Minister?
Of course, this story came after the emergence of videos showing a twerking troupe of dancers celebrating the launch of the HMAS Supply in Sydney over the weekend. Just 2 weeks into his tenure as Defence Minister, Peter Dutton is now facing questions as to how the fuck this weird, awkward performance was signed off by numerous people in positions of authority.
Yeah, one of the strangest stories of recent times, which has tickled plenty of people right across the country. It's probably fair to say, though, that this latest fuck-up will at least cost less than the $6 million that Peter Dutton spent trying to detain a Tamil family and forcing them to leave their loving regional Queensland hometown.
Following up from that success, Peter Dutton has since booked Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion in for an ANZAC Day performance at Parliament House.
That's right, ANZAC Day this year looks to be brought in with a serious bang. Following the virality achieved by the aforementioned dance troupe, Dutton has now hired American megastars Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion to come and perform their massive hit WAP. It is believed the pair will be flown over on an Air Force charter and will perform at our dawn service in Parliament House on ANZAC Day, with plenty of twerking, of course.
And at the going down of the sun and in the morning, we shall throw our dump truck asses back for them.
Hopefully we have a bucket and a mop in that two-up ring. Now, our next headline is a direct quote from the Prime Minister, and it reads like this: "If you're worried about this jab we don't have, you can always use our app that doesn't work."
Yes, the Prime Minister, Scotty from Marketing, has this week tried constructing a new narrative to excuse himself for not vaccinating the entire country by October, which is what he's previously promised to do many, many times. He's done that by undermining public trust in the AstraZeneca vaccine. The bloke in chief has decided to harp on about the risk of blood clots caused by the vaccine and suggested that if people don't trust this dose, they should just download the COVID tracing app that never fucking worked to begin with.
Well, I think he does have a bit of a point. I mean, it was pretty rush, and if you'd actually watched the videos that I'd sent.
We'll move on to sports news now,
just do your own research.
We'll move on to sports news quickly now to round out the week. A Broncos fan is on top of the world after his team loses to a bunch of teenagers by only 8 points.
Like thousands of the last remaining Broncos fans after that stirring loss to Penrith on Thursday night, Stephen Russo, Brisbane man, reckons the Bronx Nation is back, baby.
Yeah, after averaging 8 points per match for the last 2 seasons, finishing with a wooden spoon in 2020 and consistently getting 40 or 50 put on them, the Brisbane Broncos are now at the point where the fans think that not losing by much is almost as good as winning.
Yeah, tough times for Broncos fans, but I think the rest of the nation is still quite enjoying what's going on at Red Hill there.
I think the Broncos board's hoping that Kevy Walters is next in line for one of those AstraZenecas.
Anyway, that will do us for this week. Thanks very much for your company. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Hurrah!
Monyanyo.
Chuck yellow, brothers.